Welcome back to Dr. B's AB and IB tutorials. In this lesson, we are exploring linked genes and crossing over, two concepts that explain how genes don't always follow Mendel's rules. Let's get started. Mendel's law of independent assortment says that genes on different chromosomes are inherited independently. That's why we see the classic 9 to 3 to 3 to 1 ratio in dihybrid crosses. But what happens if two genes are on the same chromosome? Let's find out. Linked genes are close together on the same chromosome. Because they're physically connected, they tend to travel together during meiosis, meaning they don't assort independently. This causes inheritance patterns that deviate from Mendelian ratios. Thomas Hunt Morgan discovered gene linkage while studying fruit flies. He noticed that eye color and wing shape were inherited together more than expected. This was the first experimental evidence that genes are located on chromosomes. During prophase 1 of meiosis, homologous chromosomes pair up and exchange pieces of DNA in a process called crossing over. This breaks the link between genes and creates new combinations, a key source of genetic variation. The frequency of recombination tells us how often crossing over separates genes. The smaller the percentage, the closer the genes are. One map unit equals 1% recombination, and we can use this data to create genetic maps. In this example, 18% of the offspring show new combinations of traits. That means the genes are 18 map units apart on the chromosome. Simple ratio math gives us a real measure of genetic distance. When genes assort independently, we get equal numbers of all combinations, the 9 to 3 to 3 to 1 ratio. But genes show more parental combinations and fewer recombinations when they are linked, because crossing over does not always occur between them. To sum it up, linked genes are located on the same chromosome. Crossing over during meiosis creates variation, and the recombination frequency helps us map the distance between genes. These are foundational ideas for genetic mapping and inheritance. For more tutorials and test prep videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Dr. B's Tutorials.